Hello there. The Labour Party has a new policy. Break up the United Kingdom. Keir Starmer's Labour Party has run out of ideas. Well, it's run out of ideas where the United Kingdom is concerned anyway. Welsh Labour under the appalling Mark Drakeford has already decided that Wales is a place separate to the UK, a separate fiefdom that Labour runs, and what a mess they're making of it. And Drakeford, it seems, has more plans to devolve Wales further away from Westminster. And now the Labour Party in Scotland is talking about fielding candidates who believe in Scottish independence. Yes, and this is all part of Labour plotting its path back to power, reports The Times. And the report quotes one senior Labour source as saying, "Yes, we are a pro-unionist party, but we are a broad church. That means you could have candidates who back independence. You don't have to have a binary position. You can have people with different stances." That proves they've totally lost the political plot. Because that short-sighted statement shows that the Labour Party hierarchy believe that the UK can be held together for them to stand candidates in by having even more pro-independence politicians roaming the corridors of power. They appear to be of the opinion that they can mislead the Scottish independence voters to choose Labour, but only end up offering a form of Devo Max that keeps the UK together. No, all that will achieve is a full breakup of the UK and a Labour Party trying to exist separately in England, Wales and Scotland. How will that work out? Maybe they think they can somehow copy the Sinn Féin model in North and South Ireland. And in Scotland, whatever the IndyRef2 crowd say, there is no appetite at the moment for independence. The people want their terrible SNP government to make their lives better, not follow the road to ruination of independence at all and any cost. So Labour basically siding with the SNP could well see them lose any pro-UK support in Scotland. In fact, all they would have to do is field one marginally pro-independence candidate to start the slide. And what would they do when the calls came for them to integrate their efforts with the SNP and stand aside in certain areas? And if they don't, then they might find that pro-Indy voters shun Labour too. Especially when the pro-Indy voters see the Labour manifesto small print and realise they're being taken for a ride. But all this just shows a Labour leadership that is bereft of ideas. It has nothing to offer the people of the UK except divisiveness. And if they have pro-independence candidates, how can they possibly call themselves a pro-UK party? The truth is, they can't. In fact, maybe they should be taking a leaf out of the Green Party's book and forming a legally separate Labour Party for Scotland, not just an autonomous section of the Labour Party UK called Scottish Labour. Because fielding pro-Scottish independence candidates as part of the Labour Party UK would be a total lie. What would they put on their official campaign literature in different constituencies? Vote Labour for a strong UK, independence, delete as appropriate. So far, Labour has proved to be not only a disaster in Wales, it has also proved to be a disaster as the UK official opposition. Now, back in December 2019, The National reported that Labour were moving towards offering Scotland an IndyRef2 after that general election drubbing at the hands of Boris Johnson. In the aftermath of yet another disastrous election defeat, senior figures in the party have decided to question Labour's long-held opposition to an independence referendum, believing they should champion Scotland's right to self-determination, it said. And it went on to say that Labour are not moving to consider a pro-independence position. Instead, they are debating accepting that the Scottish people have the right to decide their own future. But this latest from the Times seems to be in another whole ballpark. Actually standing candidates who would be campaigning for Scottish independence, just to grub some short-term votes. But if they're hoping to garner the votes of pro-Indy supporters and then just hand them some sort of half-baked Gordon Brown plan for a few more powers, then Labour will have to think again, and think hard. But now Scottish Labour comes along and muddies the water still further by stating that Keir Starmer and Anas Sarwar are committed to delivering a Labour government that works for all people across the UK. What does that mean now? That they're going to keep everyone united in the United Kingdom by handing out independence? That they want us all to live happily together by being separate? In fact, if the Labour Party goes down that route, they will have to accept having candidates standing across the UK who believe in secession for their regions. Pro-Welsh and English independence candidates for Westminster and local authorities, perhaps. How about a mayoral candidate who wants London to be a separate entity? Well, we might already have one of those, and he's Labour, isn't he? And don't forget those in the north or from historical Wessex. How can you field pro-Indy candidates in only one part of the UK? Now, a political party within the UK is either pro-UK or it isn't. You can't go about saying, we'll just blow with the wind. A political party has to have a stance on things, whether it be tax, housing, welfare, the NHS, foreign aid, defence. The list goes on. And not having a stance, or having a non-binary stance on whether the UK continues to exist or not, is a nonsense, as it shapes everything we do. If you have no view on the UK, or worse, a separatist view, what is your stance on defence of these islands, for example? Or on energy? Or on water supplies? Agriculture? Because having a mixed policy on whether the UK continues means you have to have mixed and conflicting policies on everything else. But there is one unshakable policy that Keir Starmer and Labour are rock solid on, and that is that they are totally pro-EU and would march us back inside that hideously controlling bloc in a heartbeat. And you also have to wonder how the people of England would feel about this. Would they vote for Labour on this separatist basis? Would a vote for Labour in England be a vote for breaking up the UK? Which would in effect be a vote for potentially handing a part of the UK, in the form of Scotland, over to the European Union. The fact that this is even being considered by Labour shows how low they've sunk in policy formation terms, and how low they are prepared to go to scrape a few more votes out from the bottom of the electoral barrel. Under Labour, the UK is finished. So what's your opinion on Labour's newfound love for Scottish independence? Please like and comment below. Please subscribe and like this video, buy a mug and support me on Patreon or PayPal, and thank you for watching.